did you first grow curious about the paranormal? Dare you dig deeper? You are listening to House of Asher.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the House of Asher. I am your host, Steve Asher, and with us today we have
Miss Neecee.
Miss Neecee is with us, hanging out, and she's kind of becoming a fixture with the program. I am actually in the studio today, trying to do a little bit of fine tuning on some stuff. Anytime you move into a new location or a new studio, or even if you have the same equipment, you change the room up, it's going to change the dynamics of the sound and whatnot. So anyway, hopefully we're going to get it back closer to what you guys have come to expect from House of Asher. But anyway, so what we're doing tonight is, not so much an audio check, but we're going to be playing with something. There's been, there's just been some kind of high strangeness happening around the studio and the adjoining property to the studio. Odd things happening here and at home, and then not to mention the neighbors had some really strange stuff going on. Little background: this location in western Kentucky was known as Rattlesnake Hill. It was kind of a rough, kind of no man's land in between Princeton and Fredonia and Marion, Kentucky. But it also had been sort of the location for some frontier justice going on. And one of those things was, unfortunately, a lynching that had happened. We haven't had it, but the neighbors, before we were here, had the tree removed, which is unfortunate because they didn't really know the history. They just didn't want it, hanging over where their cattle were at or something, which is fine. They could have trimmed it, but when they killed the tree, it was unfortunate due to the fact that it was probably going to become a national landmark. But since that seems like it's happened, it seems like activity has picked up. And Neecee had actually spoke with the neighbor. What was some of the stuff that was said that they had encountered?
Well, somebody said hello to her.
Okay, well, I say hello to her all the time.
Well, no. It was. She heard somebody say hello, and nobody had said hello. Nobody was there to say hello.
What was the situation? What time of day was it? Was anybody else there?
It was at night, and we were outside, but I didn't walk up, knock on her door, and say hello to her.
Did you say there was knocking going on to the door or like bangs?
Yeah. Also, she can hear voices when she's in the bathroom taking a bath. It's just interesting.
Okay. And again, this is the same property that adjoins where we're staying, and also the little studio setup. And you have heard some odd, like, drumming or chanting before.
Yes.
And I said, this is not my normal. This is not... A lot of times someone tells me they're hearing chanting, I look at them sideways. But I've known both of you guys long enough that I have to kind of give it a little bit of validation and credit to the fact that, you guys don't see spooks around every corner. But, which that's another thing. What did she say? She saw something, right? In the field?
Yeah. I think she said she saw some figure. It was like the outline of a girl.
An outline of a girl? Like a silhouette or just like a...
Like she had black hair and white clothes.
So it was an outline of a girl with black hair. So was it... Did she say it was like a solid... Like, thought it was a person? Did they thought it was like kind of see-through, shimmery?
That I'm not quite sure. It sounded like it was sort of see-through.
At night?
Mm-hmm.
That's always good. Okay. I've been up in these fields quite a bit. There are times, doing things at night, you kind of get the feeling there's maybe something out there. Now, the neighbors have cattle, and we do have a lot of coyotes up and around. They don't usually get this close, but there's times you feel like something's watching you, and I don't know if that's part of the property it's on, if it's part of the, like a remnant of the things that happened here a long, long time ago. Because, since that series of unfortunate events has went down, there's been families raised here, generations of families raised here, and for the most part, no, knock on wood, any horror stories have occurred. But what do you kind of I'm gonna say attest that to? What's the word? What do you kind of write that off to? Do you feel that there's something going on? Do you guys feel like you're tapping into something, or do you feel like it's just maybe the property?
I definitely feel like there's something here on the property. I don't believe it's evil. What I do feel like is some of it's recurring, like run on a tape, it loops itself. But some of it is interactive, and personally, I have heard chanting and drums.
Well, the thing that is kind of trippy for me is that, because like I said, I'd lived on this property years and years ago, and used to get some really weird EVPs, and used to get really odd photos up where the hanging tree was, and but it's really an odd kind of thing, because it never felt threatening, but it just felt like, hey, I'm here. But I would have thought over all this time things would have leveled out, and maybe the activity would have kind of petered out, I guess, for a better lack of a word. But it just doesn't seem like that's happening right now.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the spirits that are attached to the land, and that's what I think it is they're attached here, that they're here to stay. They're not going anywhere. Maybe they don't want to go somewhere. They're comfortable. This is what they know.
Well, as far as I know, I mean, like I said, it's part of that's part of anywhere. God, I mean, you're going to be walking over somebody that's dead. So someone's probably died within 10 or 20 feet of any location you're at, just because a lot of people's died. But, as far as I know, there's never been a burial right on the property, other than like horses that have passed and animals. This is sort of a pet cemetery. There's a highway that runs right in front of here. You probably heard a car pass earlier, but it is dead man's curve for dogs and cats a lot of times. But as of any person buried on property, that's a negative. But probably, how far would you say it is to the top of that hill? A couple thousand feet.
Yeah.
Let's just say 5,000 feet, which is not insanely. It's about length of a football field, maybe a little bit further.
Yeah.
Maybe let's just say 2 football fields. Okay. Long story short is that is where my predecessors were buried, and some other direct family, which I kind of you don't need to know who it is because it's no one's business. But my predecessors definitely had come in here, and there's a lot of connection to my bloodline and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe that's some of what we're picking up on. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. But I had actually got this little thing I'm going to use, and I'm curious if we can pick up anything on it. I think we're going to ask a question, and then I'm going to let it run. It's kind of like a spirit box, and to see if it picks up anything. And if it, I don't know, maybe we can ask like a simple kind of yes, no questions or something, and see if it gives us anything. I'll try to make sure it's not too loud, and if so, I apologize. But is there a question you would like to try to ask it? And if so, just sort of address to what you feel may be out here.
Are you here right now?
Okay, let's see if the box has anything to say. Okay. Well, that was kind of creepy.
That sounded like I am right here.
Oh. Okay, I got a question. If there is an entity or a spirit or whatever, an intelligence here, are you connected to some of the negative things that's happened on the property, or is this more of a just like you're passing through? Okay, look, I guess I should ask: are you connected to some of the negative events that's happened on the property?
I said there was that.
That's kind of creepy. Okay, I'm not sure. Are you getting anything out of that?
I would like to ask it something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Some of the activity on this land, is it from the natives?
Natives meaning
Native tribes.
Native people.
Yes.
Okay, let's see if it's got anything to say.
That was a lot.
Okay. Did that make any sense to you?
No.
Okay. Some of it almost sounded German.
German?
Or maybe Dane, maybe Danish.
Do you speak German?
Very little. Nur ein bisschen. But, okay. Let me see if it is German spirit, if I can try to get it to say something in English. Extruden Sie sprechen the English? Nein, Deutschland? Okay. Are you getting anything out of that? And like I said again, folks, I don't use spirit boxes and things like that very much, just because it's just not really my scene. But, and also, if anybody's getting anything out of this, if you get, that was a notification, if you get anything that's going to, that maybe you understood some of what was being said, let us know in the comments. You maybe listen to this on YouTube, our Para UK radio, which is kind of our flagship worldwide carrier, and thanks you guys for carrying us. You may hear us on Spreaker, you may hear this on iTunes, iHeart, and as always, you can find out what's going on with the show and books, which we'll get into later, at steveeasher.com. That's all lowercase and together. Steve with an extra E, Asher.com. Okay, let me ask you this. I had done EVPs before and had gotten what sounded like an African American man. Was that you, or are you something entirely different? Did he say my name?
I think he said Asher.
It didn't have the for sure part to it. I don't know if it was saying Asher, Lasher. I don't know. Let me try that again. Are you trying to speak to me right now by using my name? Okay, I'm having a hard time making some of this out, but okay. And again, this is definitely not a perfect science, so forgive me. This is another reason I don't use these very much. If we were to do a EVP session soon, would you feel comfortable speaking to us, or would that be a problem? Oh. Okay, that kind of sounded not good.
That sounded like a growl on one of them.
Okay. I wonder if there's more than one thing going on here. Do you want to answer the question real quick?
Are you okay with the residents that are on the property at this time?
Yeah, when they've been last years and that.
It did that same thing again. Almost sounded like it said Asher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What?
I have a question for it.
Ask a question.
Are you saying a name?
Man says he's. When he must Feller your friend and that Saffy and the ship.
That was odd.
I thought I caught both of our names.
Man, I don't know. What do you guys think? Again, I'm not a big spirit box guy. I have debated on doing a live seance session. I'm very curious what you guys think. I know some people go, "Oh God, no, that's the worst idea ever," and then some people said, "Ah, God, it's a children's toy. Enjoy it, have fun." But some people swear by being able to have link communication with people. Let's do this. If I was to bring a spirit board here, would you respect us? Because we would not want negative spirits. But if you were to speak with us, could you give us a little bit more information why you're here, as I would assume you'd want to go home? Could you explain a little bit better?
Well, if
I'm sorry, I didn't make that out. Would you care if we had a seance? What did you hear just then?
Sounded like yes.
That's weird. I try to pause it. It keeps talking. Okay. Okay, man, that's weird. Okay. Well, look, I guess I'm not going to keep going with this too awful long. Again, this is more or less sort of a test to play with it and see what we might be able to find. If you guys have, say, an app or a program that you found that works really well, let us know, because this is interesting. It's kind of fun, but I don't want to count on something if people have not had a lot of success with this. I don't know if I've told you guys before. I used to get a video camera and I would turn it onto a television, and it would record into itself and start like an infinity loop. And I used to get some really odd little photos and things like that. So I guess it's similar to that, but I'm going to give it one or two more questions, and then we'll hang this up. Is there another question you'd like to ask it before we go?
I'm thinking. How many of you are there?
You mean like on property?
Like who's trying to communicate? How many?
Oh, how many are trying to currently communicate with us right now?
Yes.
If you could give us a number or a series of knocks or taps or something on this spirit box, I'd appreciate it. How many are you?
and we see evidence.
Can you please give us a number? Did you say 7?
I think so.
Okay. if there are 7 of you here, are you here? Are you stuck here? Okay. Do you have the ability? Do you have the ability? Do you have the ability to leave? What did it say?
I think he said no leave.
No leave? Okay. Does that mean no leave because he can't? No leave because he don't want to? Ask.
Would you like to stay? If you said stay, could you repeat that word? Stay, all of us.
Did it just say stay, all of us?
I think so.
Okay. If anybody else heard stay, all of us, does that mean they all want to stay?
That. Or they could be stuck here, all of them.
Okay. That's super odd. Okay. If you want to stay here, is it because do you love the land? Do you feel at home here? Can you tell us why you love it here? Okay. Well, that is weird. It seemed like there's times it almost seemed like it was answering us, but then again, it could be us putting like meaning into random radio signal too.
It could be.
But I'm curious what you guys think. Like I said, I've not done much with these kind of things. I'm sorry, I apologize. I have a bit of a sinus thing. But you were making a gesture, so I think.
Yeah, I want to ask it one more thing.
We're going to ask you one more thing. We give you just 2 seconds. If you guys have a suggestion or you've had good experiences with a spirit box, let us know. If you've had crappy ones, let us know as well. If you've someone who does this sort of on the reg, let us know. We would probably like to have you on and talk to you a little bit more, but I think Neecee had one more question.
If some of you are German, are you from the Dust Bowl era?
Okay, let's find that out.
Man says he snitched.
Man says what?
He snitched?
He snitched?
German.
He snitched. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? What? Are you making... Can you... Is it possible for you to explain? Okay, that's super weird. If you guys have nothing else to say, we'll sign off. That one didn't sound real happy. That was weird.
If I would? Does one of you speak English?
Yeah, would you?
Wow.
Does that mean, yeah, would we speak it? Does it sound like we're speaking the English they're used to, maybe?
Maybe it's actual English.
Well, maybe our southern slang sounds sloppy to them and they don't quite get what we're saying.
Could be.
I don't know, but that didn't sound like the, proper, Victorian era English. But I don't know, guys. It's weird. Again, we don't know. We're just kind of spitballing here. But if you do think we should do some EVPs, do some more photography up close to where the lynching tree was, let us know. If you think we should possibly do a seance, let us know. If you think we should leave it the heck alone, man, just let it be whatever and do whatever, let us know too. It does seem like if we don't try to make some connection, I'm sorry, a vehicle went by, some connection with whatever it is, it seems like activity picks up. So at least to me, it seems like it wants to communicate. What do you think?
Yes, I think it definitely does. I think it wants to be known that it's here.
Okay. All right. Well, look then. That is that. So I am going to sign off in a second. Is there anything you're wanting to mention, Neecee, before I sign off?
Just everyone have a very nice night. Halloween's coming up. One of my favorite holidays.
Yeah, everybody's getting ready. And, they always say the veil is thinnest then. So let's give it up for the thin veil. Let's see what we can find out. And speaking about spirits and paranormal things, we'll do a shameless plug. As some of you guys know, I had the Short Stories for Darker Nights book out. It's a kind of an anthology of everything from paranormal to sci-fi to kind of Lovecraftian type horror to all kinds of stuff. It touches on even mythology even. So anyway, that and also the new book that's getting ready to come out, which is Curious Counties from Kentucky, which covers half of the counties. It's a two-parter, and this covers half of the counties here, and it's got all kinds of really nutty stuff I never would have thought that this little commonwealth would have. So if you've always had an interest about kind of weird southern creepy stories, horror stories, murders and different things, cryptids and giants, and man, it's all in there. So make sure to check it out. Amazon.com, look under Stevie Asher, and you can also find all my other books through there. And I will be working on Miss Neecee makes a lot of different jewelry and different things like that, and I'm trying to get her to get some stuff worked up so I can actually put it on the page so people can kind of see what she can do, because she's a very talented lady. But for all of us here at the House of Asher, this is Steve Asher and
Miss Neecee, and
we want to wish you guys a great night. And depending on where you're at, maybe the sun's shining. It's nice and dark. It's almost 3:30 here. But if you do have some light on your face, please enjoy that. But as the sun sets and the shadows grow long behind the pines, make sure to check under your bed, in your hallway, maybe in your fruit cellar, maybe in that crawl space. You never know. A lot of creepy stuff goes in crawl spaces, but you never know what's there. But there is learning in fear, so don't be afraid to embrace it. But understand that that's okay to be scared. We all are scared sometimes, so don't let it petrify you. I want you guys to have a wonderful, wonderful night. And until next time, stay scared.